Welcome back, guys. GhettoRig episode 201. Oh, I see Ozzy's already in the chat. We're just talking about you. You knew that, huh? Yes, we are starting right now, Ozzy. You should hear our beautiful voices come on. Again, as I said, episode 201. My name is Jay. Those who don't know me. All the way to my right, we have Eddie, my co-host, and then the Miggy, the best man in the business when it comes to picture and video. But today we have special
Coming
guests.
after that title.
But before I introduce you all, guys, before I introduce them, two words about our sponsors: UFC Gym Largo, St. Petersburg, also Vitality 1 and 2. Yeah, our guests from New Jersey and Russia with love. They actually met on Brighton Beach, because that's where the Russian concentration is in New York. That's how they make friends.
I managed to escape.
Yeah. He did it. But yes, we have Adam, who's also my coach. I'm proud to say that. And we have Vika, who's a friend of ours. You can both find them on.
I was waiting for you to say their names, dude, but you kind of just buzzkill. It was so slow of a launch. I was hoping a little bit more enthusiasm, a little more push to it.
Give him some structure or something, Miggy,
Yeah, bro. You should have these things on like the buttons, boomts, and all that stuff.
We're working on it.
All right, cool.
We're working on that soon.
Ozzy, yeah. So go to Adam, huh? We're at Adam right now. You can see him. They're both wearing their traditional clothes. This is how they're born, actually. Mm-hmm. They were not born naked. He came out of the womb with a gi, and she came out of the womb with a Moldovan costume. Mm-hmm. Traditional apparel. But yeah, guys, let me have you introduce yourselves for those that don't know you. Go ahead, Adam.
Hey guys, Adam here, the coach over at UFC Largo. Everybody else told me they were going to wear their gis, but it was like a joke, so they pranked me.
Well, that was like should be let known ahead. No, I mean I would go my gi right now.
It was a no gi podcast.
Oh,
but he was building up to that one. That was good. He trapped you. That's a true black belt right there.
I mean, I'll go grab it. Yeah. Whatever coach says.
Let's throw the mat down.
And then next
I got an extra one for you, Mig.
And then we also have Vika, for popular demand. Mm-hmm. Both of them, actually. Mm-hmm.
So I'm Vika. I don't actually speak English. No,
yeah.
JK.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I'm Vika. I'm a content creator and a marketer.
Yep.
Woohoo! Let's go.
So yeah, guys. So how you been? We haven't seen you in like a couple of weeks. How are things going so far?
Working hard.
Hardly working?
Yeah, hardly working. Living life in beautiful Florida.
So, Adam, you were from New Jersey. You're originally from Jersey, right?
Is that what you're going to say? Do you know Vinny?
No. No. I was going to say, have you been to Brighton Beach? I've never been. I've never really been in that area. I've been to Jersey City once.
South Jersey and North Jersey are like two different worlds.
Yeah?
Yeah. South Jersey is like more like Philadelphia area.
Mm-hmm.
North Jersey people are like New Yorkie. Mm-hmm. South Jersey is more Philly. But no, I haven't been to Brighton Beach.
No.
I grew up in Atlantic City.
Okay.
It's a beautiful town.
Yeah, because I've been to Atlantic City a long time ago. It's like I've been to New Jersey, but I really haven't been to New Jersey, right? Like I've driven through all those little backwoods and those little towns. Mm-hmm. But I've never, I was in Jersey City for one day. The city smelled like shit. I don't know what it is. Yeah. Just about Jersey City.
I've only been like literally across the bridge, which is still basically like New York. Right there. Not much different. It looks exactly almost the same across the bridge. I mean, just like the houses and the way they're all made.
What is there to see over there?
Cake Boss.
Cake Boss.
I mean, really, right? Like,
that's New Jersey.
Pretty much
He's there. My brother actually lives in the same town that he lives in.
Does he get his cakes from there?
I don't even know if his shop's open, but I'll ask him. But he'll send us some.
The original shop was open. I went specifically to that shop, and I got a tiramisu and some other thing, man. But those things were fucking terrible.
Yeah.
They were not good. No.
It's all hype.
Yeah, it's all hype. Like like you know how American cakes are kind of weird. Like it's kind of like, to me it feels like you're eating a fucking dishwasher sponge. Like
yeah, it's terrible.
Yeah.
I hate American cakes.
Yeah.
They have so much sugar.
Yeah, it's all sugar.
I eat like a little bit, and then the frosting is the worst.
Yeah.
The frosting, I always throw it away.
Yeah, because it's all like tastes like cheap butter.
You
That's
guys
what it
all
tastes
just
like.
cemented into me how much more of a fat ass I am because I love it all.
Yeah.
Like
I mean, you do you.
No,
Not
bro, but you
judging.
know the difference between like that Dominican
Well, of
pineapple
course,
cake
it's
and
a massive difference. You know, like even just the actual cake part, not even any of the fillings or anything like that. And I mean, Dominicans, we don't never just put like icing in the middle. You know, like the center part. It's always like a pineapple filling or a guava filling, some kind of filling or whatever. They do everything from like even like this sweet cream they make out of almonds and all kinds of stuff. And Dominican cake is completely different. It's way more wet usually. The frosting isn't frosting. It's like it's made out of made out of egg whites and sugar. It's what it's made out of, and that's it. It's like you whip egg whites with sugar, and it gets that consistency of almost like a whipped cream, and that's what we use as frosting. Like literally, it's very different.
I love like putting it over like a fire or something like that.
A fire, really? I don't like warm stuff. I don't like
Yeah, like the egg whites and sugar. Yeah.
Bro, who's ever had marshmallows? I've never fucking had marshmallows.
What?
S'mores is fire.
S'mores are so sweet.
Yeah,
S'mores is pretty. Like you can only have one though. Like you just not even. You probably eat like 2 bites out of it.
So what's the
and
proper
that's it.
etiquette of
Two bites,
making
yeah.
a s'more?
It's pretty
like, how
good.
do you make? What's the?
So you grab Hershey's chocolate bar,
Mm-hmm.
right? Then you grab like 2 pieces out of it, like 2 of the square pieces.
Okay.
Then you grab 2 graham crackers.
Uh-huh.
You slap that bitch in the middle. You grill a marshmallow, and then you put it in the middle with the chocolate in between the graham crackers.
But isn't there like
And
a
that's
certain level of grilling that comes through marshmallows?
I mean, it's all preference. Some people like
yeah.
it really like charred, and some people like it barely like even touched by fire.
Dude, we should just make s'mores right now.
I eat them like maybe once a year. I eat one, maybe eat like, but I like them a little bit charred, like not too charred, but like
Yeah.
you know, there like when it's like
I like that flavor
caramelized.
of the fire a little bit, you know.
A little bit, yes.
But I also seen.
But some people like it burnt, like the whole thing black. I'm
Yeah,
not like that,
legit.
just the edges.
But I've seen that shit. People will burn that shit and then they'll grab that top piece and they just remove it and then they eat whatever's inside. It's like it kind of defeats the purpose, right?
Well, that's because they don't like any of the outside like being touched. I guess they
But
want
they
the
want it
complete
to be warm.
opposite. They want the whole just gooey inside, which I don't know.
I
Let's-
usually have one, but then I always want some more.
Some more. I've probably had s'mores 5 times in my life.
I see what you did
It
there.
took a minute, Miggy.
Yeah.
It took a minute. Yeah, maybe 5 times.
You know what? I have a proposition. Next time we get together, let's make some s'mores. I've never fucking had them.
You have where to build a fire?
Huh?
Huh? Yeah, you need a fire.
Man, we
fire
just rub
right
2
now.
sticks together,
Yeah,
bro.
jeez, how you they're making s'mores in caveman times?
Yeah, like here at 2025, we got YouTube.
Building that fire at your house, all right? I'm just saying.
That's fine.
You know, Joe Rogan says every man should know how to start a fire without lighter.
How do you do that with the fucking sticks?
Creating embers, yeah. Lighting up dry shit. A lot of fucking work. It's a lot of
Nice.
work.
I got a
Gotta try
question.
it.
Got a question. Say it's like year 4000 BC, right? None of the fucking shit exists. What do you think you would be? What kind of a job? What kind of a part, like the part of the tribe? What would you be doing?
Wait, what year did you say? My answer is gonna depend on what you just said.
4000 BC, before Christ, like 4000
Damn.
before
What job
Christ.
do you think I'm gonna have, dog?
Look,
I'm
like,
Very
you're gonna be
many
part of the
job
tribe,
options.
right?
a freelance survivalist. Alright.
Anything that says I can stay alive, I'm with, you know?
Exactly.
Like,
Yeah, people are just animals. They're just like, how can I eat today?
There's no rules. There's no laws.
no, Chris, I've never had a s'more. Like, this is an open invitation to everyone who wants to do s'mores. Just let
Jay-
me know.
Jay
I'll
never
buy
had
the
a
product.
childhood.
It's pretty good. I think you'd like it, actually.
All right, cool. But like, okay, so you were
What's your
you-
favorite Pop Tart?
Pop Tart?
Yeah.
I don't have a Pop Tart that I like.
Okay, you never had a Pop Tart?
I've had one, but I never really.
say, dude, you never had your fucking.
No, I've had a
at
Pop
all.
Tart, but I never could like. I never. I'm
Bro, that's
sorry.
what they gave us for free as kids. Like when we walked into school, you know, like in the mornings, that's what we got was Pop Tarts at one point. And like, I mean, at one point, shit, they made us buy them too. Like they had them in the vending machines and stuff. But
Dude,
that's just kind of like
sometimes
one of
I'll
like the
get-
bullshit things, like cereal. You know, like quick, fast, and
Yeah, yeah,
cheap and sweet to make kids eat in the morning. You know, that's just one of those things.
But I'm too much of a fat ass. Like I don't want to wait for it to get toasted or anything. I would just open it and eat it like that.
I've never
That's what I
toasted that
did.
bitch.
Oh, you,
Microwave?
Never.
Does it get better?
Oh my god, it sounds horrible.
Yeah, but you are supposed to toast them like an actual like toaster, bread toaster, and apparently they're really good. I've never had it that way.
Me neither.
What are those sandwiches that you eat?
You guys have rough lives.
I've never had those. I've never had an Uncrustable.
Right.
Well, have you had like a peanut butter and jelly sandwich?
I've had a. Oh.
If you think there's
damn, bro, you've never had a PB and J? That's
PB and J
crazy.
is actually.
I don't
PB&J
like.
is like top tier snack. Like that's
I don't like
A
peanut
tier
butter.
snack.
I don't like peanut butter. Because it sticks to the top of my mouth, and I hate that. Like, cause you.
No, you gotta know how
I
to
feel
use.
like I'm a dog just fucking.
You gotta
licking
know
top of
how
my
to
mouth.
use the right amount of peanut butter. See, that's the thing is learning the peanut butter to jelly ratio is a thing of science.
It takes
Yeah, there should be balance in it, right?
There has to be balance.
jelly
If you put too
sandwiches
much
just to
peanut
get
butter,
it
you
right.
ruin the whole thing. You're talking about you're
Exactly.
gonna be doing exactly what you're talking about, licking you the top of your mouth like a dog.
Yeah.
Did you ever see Mr. Ed? That old show?
Mr. Ed, no.
Can you pull it up, Mickey?
It was a talking horse. But he would just go like this, and that's how they got him to talk. They put peanut butter in his mouth.
Okay.
He would
I,
just move his mouth. Yeah.
I saw the worst thing is this guy took. He actually did exactly this. He took a piece of bread, like real small, maybe like $50 size, and lathered in peanut butter on the top, and like gave it to his dog, and instantly stuck to the top of his mouth, and the dog was there for like 45 seconds, constant. It's like, this is cruel. This is torture.
No, that's what they do. Like if you have to leave the house for a while, like they have toys, like you put peanut butter in.
Yeah.
And the dog
The
just
Kong balls. That's what they called them originally.
What did they call him?
Kong. Like
oh,
King
Kong.
Kong.
I thought you
Kong
said something
balls.
else.
Yeah.
I was like, what? It's
Jeez,
not that kind of a
What?
podcast, bro.
What was it, Mickey? What he mentioned just a second ago. Jay told you to look up. What was it?
The Mr. Ed show. No, I've never seen this one. But see, like I'm weird. Like
That's too old for me, dog.
This is way
61.
before my time.
Yeah.
well,
That's like the same year my dad was born.
That actually looks fun.
so
He was pretty funny.
for example, I give you some example of foods that I like. They're good, but it's not like I wouldn't like crave for it. Mac and cheese is one of them. I like it, but I would not like.
Depends on where. From where.
Lobster mac and cheese with some sriracha,
Doesn't matter.
maybe.
I've had him different ways, and it just doesn't cut it for me. Same thing with a burger. I'm not crazy about burgers.
Me neither.
I when I'm craving a burger, like, cause I really like the way I make a burger. Like that's the only thing I am confident that I can make pretty well every time I do it.
Well, how do you make a burger?
Ready for this one? Ready for this one? Grilled cheese sandwich. Not my favorite.
Nah, that's just basic. That's just like you're lazy and that's what you got. You know, that's usually when you're having a grilled cheese.
But you ready for this? You take fucking piece of bread, you cut a bologna, put some butter on it. I'm all in.
You know what sandwich I've learned to
Yes,
like?
bologna with fresh
Yeah.
bread and mayo as well, and
Yeah.
slap a cucumber on it.
Now you just fucking made
Sweet
this.
tea.
That's a king's retreat right there. Fucking having cucumbers and shit. No, I don't know.
I don't know. I just the same way everyone makes burgers. I just kind of have like my own touch to certain things. Like I always grab just fresh ground beef, and then whatever seasonings are in the house, I just kind of use, and then take an egg yolk to mix it all together as well with the burgers. It helps when the burger's cooking. You know how sometimes they kind of like crack and split apart. The egg yolk helps it keep it all together. Then get that bitch at 500 degrees, the grill, like stupid hot. And then 5 minutes on each side. Simple as that.
Yeah.
It's like cooking a burger is very basic. It's just kind of learning not to make them too thick or too thin in certain things. Or I kind of like do it to whatever buns I have. Because sometimes there's like real small buns or real big ones. So 5 minutes on each side and you have a pretty fucking good burger every time.
What else do you add? Just meat in a bun or like
Oh, no.
cheese,
Tomatoes, mayo, ketchup, whatever's around. Whatever's in the house.
So
Okay.
let me get back to that 4000 BC. What would you do? Well, like, what would you be? What, like, within a tribe? What job you think you'd be responsible for?
Me?
Yeah,
Is there a logistics team at that time?
logistics team.
I don't think that's
I guess the person. That
I was
keeps
good. I
the
was always
clubs,
as a
I don't
kid.
know.
As a kid, I was good with numbers. So I'm just
I
trying to
think-
think like, what as a kid, what would they have recognized and said, you got to do this? I don't
think they
know.
would
I don't even
call
think they
you-
had numbers. They didn't even have a
No,
ideology
they
around
didn't.
numbers.
They were
would call you sacrificial
You know,
lamb.
they were not
This,
Huh?
that, and
They would call you sacrificial lamb. They'd be
sacrificial lamb.
like, go scout ahead. Is there anything that can kill us? And then you would not survive.
No, you would count asses, like how many cows, asses. So how many cows, how many berries we have, and then distribute that to like different little clans
There you go.
and families and
So
caves.
you'd be the
Deliver it to
accountant
different
of the
caves.
village.
Yes, the accounting.
What
Because there's no
about-
money, but there is like
Correct.
bartering.
Yeah,
You know.
bartering.
Exactly.
Yeah. What about you, Adam? What would you do?
I'd handle the economy.
Teaching jiu-jitsu, probably.
What about you?
I would be probably some female leader, cave wife.
Yeah.
Bro, back then
leader of cave wives.
Yeah.
The leader of the wives.
Well, yes.
Okay, I see. What about you, Miggy?
I already told you what my answer is. I don't think during that time there was such thing as like.
There's badass chicks, dude. There's
tribes involved.
Look at Boudica. She like led a whole army. And
can you pull her up?
Who?
Boudica. She led like a huge resistance against the Roman Empire. She was a badass. Boudica.
You like read a little bit of story about her. She looks like she's a Norwegian, no? That red hair and shit.
I don't know.
So I don't want to read that. That's a lot.
Just read the one right there that says about. Google gives you a pretty good.
Queen of Ancient.
It's blocked by the other monitor. Give me 1 second. I gotta adjust a little bit.
All right, I'll get that figured out for you, Mickey.
Boudica or Boudica was a queen of the ancient British East Iceni tribe who led a failed uprising against the conquering forces of the Roman Empire in AD 60 or 61. She's considered a British national heroine and a symbol of struggle for justice and independence.
Okay. All right.
Badass.
But that's 30 AD. We like talking thousands of years before that.
There's nothing, bro. There's no tribes. There's no law. I'm a freelance survivalist.
Freelance survivalist.
Yeah, if I survived like all the plagues and fucking mammoths stomping over you and saber-toothed tigers, I think I'd be one of those guys who'd be like, actually, I learned a new thing. Let's talk about this. And then we just fucking argue all day long.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I would do.
Yeah, but someone
they
would
kill
kill
you fucking
too
hate
fast.
me. Yeah, they would kill me too fast. They'd be like, fuck you, and they would club me to death.
Instantly, the moment they walk away from that bar, it's like, I know where that nigga sleeps.
Yeah.
He will not talk another word to me after tonight.
As soon as you said the word actually.
Yeah.
I'll be like, oh
my God,
but that's not just actually.
You're gonna die tonight.
It's with a finger. It go actually.
Oh my God, those people.
Yeah. I think that would be my role. I don't know.
I've been seeing a lot of people who are sad about TikTok shutting down.
Oh yeah, they got till this Sunday, I think, for that.
Do you think he's gonna buy it?
Mr. Beast put up a video today. I saw on my way to work this morning of saying that he wants to buy it. That he got together with some billionaires or whatever, and they want to buy it.
I'll buy it.
Smart. You know how much money is in TikTok, bro?
I just was talking about this with Felix before the pod the other day. I just think it's insane, like how many people are making money off of it. You know, making a straight up living off of TikTok and posting all, like, not even making content, just like clippers and stuff like that. Are now gonna have no form of revenue, at least through TikTok. You know, and that's maybe one of the biggest.
How much revenue does TikTok Shop generate?
That's another thing, right?
Yeah,
TikTok
that's what I'm saying. TikTok Shop.
Yeah, not even just content creators.
Yeah.
Apparently, there's one they're all going to. It's the exact same thing.
It's American version of it. Well, here's the thing: if they do shut it down, if they do shut it down, people that have the TikTok right now can use it, and they're going to be redirected to a website to use it. They won't be able to use the app, but they'll be redirected to the website. But they won't be able to get new customers in, right? But I think what's going to happen? Can you imagine this? Trump comes in, and he's going to probably put an executive order in to okay it, figure out what's going on. Like let's table this. Let's think about this a little more. Because that's going to win him hell of votes with the younger community. Man.
I know Miggy had mentioned they were trying to get some kind of extension for like almost 200 days or something like that. And I remember seeing it too, that it came out.
Yeah, he would. I think they talked to him last time and he's like, no, because I would not want him to buy it. Because then that would be just too much control in one person's hand. He has the X, now on top of that TikTok, man.
True.
Like, I don't know if that's a good fucking move.
I don't know. I mean... I will say, looking at the same thing that happened with Instagram and Facebook, Facebook has almost essentially been dying.
It was dying until he fucking, Zuck already, fixing that. He's fixing that.
Yeah, but I feel like maybe just the people that stopped using it went back, but there's just people that have grown up that never used it and never will use it.
Never will, yes.
Right?
Yes.
And but they will use Instagram. They will download X and they will download TikTok. But they don't care for Facebook. They say it's for old people. Shit, I even have some of my friends that they say it's for old people. Like some of my friends that don't use Instagram that are like 28 to 32. Yeah. And they're all like, no, that's for younger people. They only use They use TikTok though, which I don't understand. And then they have X.
Yeah, because I know Facebook is more for older people. That's where you're like, where your family is. Instagram is for you, and Snapchat is for the hoes. You know what I mean? But I thought when Snapchat came around, I thought Snapchat is gonna trump Instagram and it's gonna take over, but it didn't happen.
I think it's crazy the amount of money that Snapchat pays comparative to other platforms. Snapchat actually pays a lot of money.
They do.
They do, yeah. A lot of creators put their stuff on Snapchat. Like if you go all the way to the right, past the camera.
By the way, it was like what,
you have all the
340
For You
million
stuff.
generated a year.
I think MySpace is gonna make a comeback.
I think
MySpace?
MySpace should have a comeback.
I like how in MySpace you could customize like your profile. You know what I mean? Like it could have its own like
Music
profile,
and-
like
so much
music and
Yeah.
font, like all
You
the
could put
words and
whatever
everything could be
videos you want on
whatever
there.
color you wanted. The whole background was whatever picture you wanted.
Yeah, it was like your little room.
What did you have
Yeah,
on your?
it was like your own little room that you customized.
What'd you have on your MySpace?
I was young, man. I made my first email at like 11, and that would have been 2012, right? And then I made my email to get a Facebook and MySpace. So that's how old I was. I think mine, from what I remember, my MySpace, it was just like blacked out with like red, like all the characters were in red. That's all I really remember about it.
What about you, Adam? What'd you have on there?
I had one friend. It was Tom.
Tom.
He was a good guy.
My goodness.
Oh,
No, I
my.
had metal music on there. Mine was
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, my MySpace was awesome.
Yeah, I don't think I ever got to the point where I put music on mine.
I put a video on it because back then I was big into breakdancing, and at the same time there was that parkour movement that was blowing up in France, and they were the first ones to make a parkour movie actually, and this was this group of parkour dudes that would like, they ended up hiring them, and that movie. You ever seen that old French movie? It's not old. It's a French movie. It's called Taxi. They made a bunch of remakes after that. Even Queen Latifah went
I've
into
heard,
it.
yeah, exactly. I know the Queen Latifah one.
Yeah, so that was a remake of the French movie. So they
Right.
got that guy, the head of the parkour group, to be an actor in this movie. But there was a whole parkour movie back then. That's what I had on there. I would pirate movies and put that shit on there for my friends to watch. That's what I would do.
What a real one.
Huh?
Real one.
Yeah, bro. I even had a little. Back in Lithuania, I had this little tiny computer that would keep it going as a server because I downloaded a bunch of shit and I would put it on an FTP server, and like anybody that I knew would give him the code to log in and like go watch movies on the FTP server, and then would fucking download hella movies on Napster. I mean,
Napster.
music on Napster.
LimeWire is probably like the oldest software ever used.
LimeWire? Oh yeah, like LimeWire came way
I
after.
used
Yeah,
it
yeah,
probably
no,
two or
you-
three
That's how it used to
times.
be. You used to like download from Napster or something and then burn
Yeah, I never
CDs.
used
Yes,
Napster.
burn CDs. Yeah.
Mhm.
I had a little Walkman that my aunt sent over from United States, like a CD player, and he had a 3-minute skip delay on it. So if you were shaking it, it wouldn't skip for 3 seconds. Not 3 minutes, 3 seconds.
Mhm.
And then after 3 seconds, it would fucking skip.
No, those things would always skip.
Yeah.
They were terrible.
Yeah, fucking horrible.
And then what are they called? The little, you put like 1,000 songs on there.
MP3 player.
Maybe.
Like an iPod.
Was
Like
it?
a little MP3,
iPod?
but
Yeah,
it had
the
like
Apple
little
one.
Chinese one.
Yeah. You just
It's
scroll.
like a little tiny
Mhm.
Yes.
screen on it.
Yeah.
They changed the game.
They
Dude,
did.
More
that
skipping.
was so dope
Mhm.
growing up.
That was
dude.
really
Oh
cool.
my god.
That was actually really cool.
In Cuba, I remember having the big box and then being able to plug in like headphones to it. That was huge.
Mm-hmm.
Cassette player.
Cassette player, yeah. Yeah, I
My
remember
first-
that. I would like, use a
With a
pencil.
pencil.
Oh,
With
yeah.
a pencil.
Switch it over
Mhm.
to the other
For my
side,
first
yeah.
car, I had to get one of those like cassette to auxiliary adapters. Like
Yes,
go into
I've
the
done that
cassette
too, yeah.
player. 'Cause my car didn't have nothing other way to play music.
And then I grew up and I started ripping them out and putting the fucking normal ones in where you
Yeah.
could load the CD. And then got to the point where you would do the MP3 files now that you could like just load it on a little thing.
Mhm.
My first car actually did actually have a CD player, but it had a CD stuck in it after like the first 5 or 6 years that my dad had the car, and I drove it 16 years after he got it. So it had that CD was in it for forever.
Bro, did you have one of those removable face ones?
Yeah,
You
you have
did?
to like go to Best Buy and like have them put it in.
Yeah.
I remember that.
And then you would just take that off and go home with that and then bring it back in later.
Yeah, you guys had to have your radios with a fucking handle on it. Like a lot of people would take them out.
Yeah,
and they'd
yeah.
get
You would
stolen.
just pull them out and pull them
Mm.
back in. At first it was that, but then they made the face where you could just take the face off only.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we had all that, and that was a big commodity, man. I was already here in the United States. I'm talking about like year 2005 through 10. Bunch of
I was just a wee lad.
Yeah, a bunch of guys that I knew from back home. They would go to Germany because Germany is pretty close to drive to Lithuania. They would go there for 2 3 weeks, rob bunch of cars with the fucking with those players, take them out, and then bring them back and sell them in Lithuania. That's how they made a living.
That's how you got your radio?
No, no, no. I was back over there. No, I got the
know a
radio here.
guy.
Yeah, I bought it off Crutchfield. Crutchfield. I think the website still exists. They had the cheapest, like the best.
Crutchfield?
Crutchfield, something like that. Like car stereo.
I'm surprised like things like Guitar Center are still around.
Yeah, that website. Yeah, go on there, bro. Like they had the best deals on there. I don't know whoever uses it. It did not look like this. Like you would go in there and all they had was like car stereo.
What is that?
Yeah, I've never used this before, bro.
Yeah, this was like the best place to get the stereos, man.
This
Wow.
reminds me of Best Buy and working in the car section. Nobody wants to work that, dude.
Bro, that was the worst section.
You work there?
Period. Yeah,
Yeah.
we both worked at Best Buy.
Really?
Yeah, I worked there. Yeah,
Yeah,
I
what's
worked
so
there
bad
for
about it?
almost a year, and then he worked there for close to 2 years,
Why
right?
was it so bad?
Yeah,
Just
retail.
yeah, just dealing with customers, and the worst part isn't really dealing with customers; it's the way that management tells you to deal with customers X way, and then when customers start bitching and they call your management over, and management comes over, they do exactly what they told you not to do,
Yeah, exactly.
and
Oh, that's frustrating.
I wanted to tear heads off.
What is
at
like the
certain
dumbest question you were ever asked at Best Buy?
Oh, you guys.
Where do you start?
Well,
Dude, I got
what's
so
like the
many great
weirdest? You're
stories.
I don't even
Oh,
know.
I can
I just
tell you
want
the
to
weirdest.
So I'll give you. I had a schizophrenic lady, like she was legit schizophrenic.
What was she doing?
So she came in. She was her and her son. Her son was in teenage years, like 13, 14, maybe 15. He was a bigger kid, but I could tell he was still really young. And he came in and instantly just like on his phone sat down at the like AT&T section. They have chairs and stuff. And she's like, okay, I need a new phone. And at first she's kind of silent and like really timid. Then she starts telling me that she's got a bunch of life issues with her husband and that her husband's after her, like investigating her and all this stuff. And I was like, damn, okay, like maybe she's just being open. Then she does this shit where a guy gets in line behind her that just wanted his like screen protector replaced. She turns around and tells him to back up, like get away from me. And like, I was like, whoa, okay, this lady's kind of crazy. I remember
And she had a kid with her? That's kind of crazy.
she had her kid with her, which
Oh,
was
by the
kinda
way,
crazy. Yeah.
Joe said he would gather flowers in a tribe. Don't want to ruin my nails. Trying to impress the cave girls with my femininity.
Nice, Joe.
Well, I think they're gonna probably think you're gay, and back then that wasn't the way you had to go to survive.
Straight to jail.
Straight to jail right away. I don't know. Like this lady was just crazy. I've had people screaming at me. I've had to call the police on people because they're just sitting there screaming at me and won't leave the store. And like, we can't fix what you want us to
The
fix.
naked man running through the parking lot.
Oh yeah, we had a naked dude that ran through
What?
the parking lot one day and was like punching people. Just like anybody he saw, he was running after them. He would punch them, then run after another person, punch them. We saw crazy shit.
America.
Yeah, we saw crazy shit. And it's Florida. It's Florida, so you
Florida
get all
man.
the Florida men.
Oh, you
Yeah,
could probably look it up on like hashtag Florida Man.
for sure.
Naked guy by Best Buy. Sounds like a
Naked Best
movie
Buy man.
scene.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. The stupidest question was definitely things like people would come in and be like, "Can you fix my Facebook?" And it's like, I'm not your tech person.
What?
Like, no, I sold cell phones, so I got the worst of the worst because I had to like sit with people and do their thing. Miguel was nice. He had to just like, "Oh, here's your computer. Go to the front. Done." I had to sit with people for like 30 minutes to an hour. Like the fastest you could really come in and get a phone, and like if everything went as smooth as possible, you knew all the information you need to know. And it's just like one phone was like 25 minutes, 20 minutes minimum, right? Was my interaction with anyone. And most people aren't coming in for one phone, and most people don't know their information. Most people aren't even the authorized user. You have to look out for fraud. That was actually something too. We had a lot of fraud. People love committing fraud on cell phones. Yeah, because they just go in and they like get the basic information for certain accounts, and they'll try and upgrade the phone, and then like take that phone and they just steal it. Like, yeah, it's pretty crazy. Or like they sign up an account under someone else's information, basically, kind of thing. Yeah, there's a lot of fraud with cell phones.
So let me go down my list. I've had a lady come in with what's it called, the radioactive meter,
Oh.
and try and test computers to see what their levels are. And she was like, nope, nope, nope. And I was like, you're not gonna find anything here. Like,
what?
It was like beeping.
No,
What?
it wasn't like beep. It wasn't going like, bah, 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 but it was like reading too high of a number for her. So she was like, nope.
That's awesome.
Nope.
Did she actually pick anything that day?
No,
like?
she walked out.
Oh.
There was nothing for
You
her
think it
there.
was her first Best Buy?
Maybe she's smart.
I've had people come in. Is this from Vietnam? Is this made in America? I'm like, no. Like, this is all China. Made in China. Made in China. It's
Yeah,
like,
all that
okay,
shit
I'm
is-
not buying. It's
Wow,
like,
that's
alright.
funny.
I've had
You should have sent them to MacBooks. They're
I've had
made in the
people
United
that
States.
need help. Like, I think it was with like creating an account. I'm like, I can't really do it, but I'm bored. Let's go. And this guy had like porn on his browser, pulled up, and I was like, all right, I didn't see that one.
I've seen like setting up
That's
people's
awesome.
phones because they're like people are very specific on like make sure all my pictures there, make sure all my text messages there, and they want you to do it. It's not like they want you to like hand over the phone like here, make sure it's like everything's there right before you hand over the phone. I've seen plenty of everything on people's photos, from drugs to fucking asses to everything you can think of.
Oh, let's see. Black Friday gets pretty crazy too.
Mm-hmm.
Did
Black
you see
Friday
people
definitely gets
fight
crazy.
over something?
Oh yeah.
People steal things right
Yeah.
off.
Wasn't there a
tables,
dude
they
that
just
came in
run.
with a cane and was whooping everyone with his cane? Or there was something with a cane.
It's
I
pretty
remember.
I got gifted a stick by Rick the Stick.
Oh, yeah, there you
Oh
go. That
my
was
god.
Yeah, so I had a guy come in and he was looking for something real basic, like phone accessory, right? Like a charger, like phone charger for his car, something real basic. And I helped him find it, and he's like, "Damn, I'm also looking for this, but it's all right." And I remember I grabbed it for him real quick, and this guy, he said after I give him the item, and he's like, "Here, man, this is for you." And I was like, "What?" He gives me his like cane, like a walking stick that he used. This big, huge walking stick. It's like wooden, and it's like spirals down the wood. It's nice. I have it in my closet still. And he goes, "Oh, I always carry these around. I always buy these at Walmart. I was actually just across the Walmart down the road buying a bunch of them. And people that I have nice interactions with, I always give these to." And it was the weirdest thing, but it was like, and then I looked him up, and he does this legit. Like, he goes around everywhere he goes, like even when he
Can you pull
travels,
him up?
and he gives
Rick
this
the
shit
Stick.
away. And I don't know if he posts
Be
a lot of
careful
stuff,
doing
but
that.
you can find
Yeah.
him. Yeah.
Wow.
Be careful typing that in.
Rick
Had to
Stick.
call the police
Yeah.
on
Huh?
people.
That's Rick? Oh my gosh.
Is that him?
I'll tell you.
Did you guys ever, speaking of Florida Man, did you ever type in your birthday with Florida Man?
No. Go ahead, do
I
that.
don't think this is him.
No. I don't know. I don't know if you'll be able to find him. I remember back then he had like a little page. I
That's
don't
a
know.
weak little stick.
You deal with everything. Oh, one of my favorite interactions, because I get to fuck with people sometimes when they're assholes. Sometimes like I said with the whole thing with like managers, like when people are being assholes and they ask for managers, your manager ends up coming and stabbing you in the back. In reality.
Mm-hmm.
I remember one time we were having like a really big rush, and we used to change out the screen protectors for people's phones for free because the brand that we carried had like a lifetime warranty, and we fulfilled their warranty. And he came in, and the guy has like, "Hey man, whenever you have a chance to do my phone, this and that, or whenever someone else has a chance." Okay, cool. And then he comes close to me and whispers like, "Can you make sure a girl doesn't do it?" And I was like, "Oh, I'm making sure a chick does this 100%. Like, the only person that's available right now is a girl." That's like the first thing I thought in my head. And I'm fucking with this guy. He wants to be a sexist little bitch. I'm fucking with him.
He probably doesn't want you to see like the pictures of your fucking. Oh,
Apparently,
Your
what he
search
what he
history.
said to me afterwards, after it got done, he came over and said, "I'm sorry, man. I just last time one of your girls messed up my screen, and so I didn't want it again." And I was just like, okay, but the way you came off about it, like, make sure a girl don't do it. I'm gonna fuck with you.
Terrific.
No, you just retail. Retail sucks.
But after that
customer
story-
sucks.
After that story, I actually went to Best Buy. I needed to put a screen on it. And I found the girl, and this was the smallest one I found. I was like, "I want you to do my screen for this." Oh, yeah. Fucking did an amazing job, man. This girl knew exactly what the fuck she was doing, man. So,
I'm gonna be honest. The girls that worked at the cell phone area were the ones that probably did it the best.
yeah.
I mean, us dudes were mostly rushing most of the time we were doing that shit. The girls they take their time a little
But
bit
the
more.
craziest one I've ever had was actually got fired when I was working at the valet. I'll tell you the fired story later, but the one when it would rain, because it's raining, right? And the people would come out like, "I want my car." It's raining, sure. You'll go run up, bring their car, and they would get in there. She's like, bro, my seat's all wet. I'm like, you see outside? And they're like, well, couldn't you carry a towel with you? I was like, great. This has been raining for 30 minutes. How long do you think that towel is going to last dry? We change your clothes. How long do you think those clothes are going to last? You know, and they would just try to come up with all the things to say that somehow their car is wet, you know. And then there was another dude that came in, and it was super busy because it's raining. They don't want to fucking park their car, right? And I was throwing the keys in a drawer instead of hanging them. I didn't have time to hang them. And it was fucking raining, so it filled up with water. Those keys were all in the water. Some guy goes, "That's just plain laziness." I was like, "Motherfucker, you don't like it? Here's the valet stand. Those are the cars, and those are the keys. Go bring them." He didn't like that. He complained.
Have you ever got a let me speak to your manager?
Oh, all the time.
Anybody?
No, actually, no.
I
No,
did- I
whenever,
got that.
no.
I got that a lot.
No
from
one's
Price
ever
Match.
done that.
No,
to
but
me.
no.
In jiu-jitsu?
I mean, who else are you gonna talk to?
Yeah.
No, I actually had to do it. I
Right.
had to suppress people a couple of times. I had to be Karen.
You had to be a Karen.
Yeah.
Sometimes you have to be a Karen.
No, sometimes you have to. Otherwise, people are gonna walk all over you. They
Sometimes
hear
you
the
gotta
accent,
be
they're
a
gonna
Karen.
be like, "Huh."
Sometimes you gotta be a Karen.
Yeah,
But-
exactly.
They
But
leave the
then
store instead of
after you demand,
calling
"Oh, could you
ICE."
please call for a manager?" They actually start doing what they had to do.
In the first place.
Yeah. So it's just sometimes it works. Of course, don't be a Karen. Don't be a Karen. Being
I
a Karen
can-
is bad.
I can probably count on both of my hands the times I've called for a manager though. Like over all my life and like going to stores and stuff like that. I mean,
calling a man. I don't ever call the manager.
yeah,
No, I've never been like, let me speak to your manager.
yeah, I never really.
I'd
Do
rather
that.
just walk out, honestly.
No, Enterprise. I just had I had
No.
a flat tire on the
No,
vehicle.
I'm lying. I've done that on a phone with a customer service, but I knew I was in the
No,
right.
that's the only way
I
to
wa-
talk to people.
I
on the
knew I
phone.
was in the right. Yeah, like 100% in the right. They just didn't want to give it to me. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so when I had a flat tire on the vehicle that I rented from a vehicle rental company, and then I was on the phone with them. So actually, that car, that
remember that.
huge black
Yeah.
car, what was it? That's Expedition, Ford
Yeah.
Expedition. So they give me Ford
biggest
Expedition to
fucking car.
begin with. They look at me and look at Ford Expedition. It's a crocodile, right? So it was a pumpkin patch time, right? So so I was driving there essentially, and I heard like some weird noise. I'm like, oh, what's going on? Something's probably like
Yeah.
banging against the plastic in my trunk. But then I parked the car at Pumpkin Patch on their premises, and I walk out and I see that the tire is flat. And we're like, what are we gonna do? What are we gonna do? So like they're like, oh, okay, get out of here. Like 7 p.m. the pumpkin patch closed, and then they closed the
The
gates,
Yeah.
so I could not get the car out.
Yeah,
They're like,
yeah.
okay, just come pick it up in the morning. I'm like, I have to work in the morning,
Yeah.
and they're like, no, we're gonna open 10 a.m. Like, come pick it up. No, I had to figure it out, so I'm calling Enterprise. And then the guy is like being mean to
Yeah,
me.
guy's
I'm like
so
trying
rude.
to explain
Yeah.
like where it happened, how it happened, or where exactly I am. He's like, "Where's the vehicle at?"
Yeah.
I'm like, Pumpkin Patch premises, they've kicked us out, so we cannot be there. But they said nobody's gonna mess with the car. I'm gonna be there. Like, please send technician or like somebody to give me a donut, you know. And then he was like, "Oh, you left the vehicle unattended," and I'm like, "Well, I had to.
Yeah.
It's
they
not on the highway.
Sleep with it.
I cannot be next to the vehicle. I would be guarding it if I could." He was like, "Okay, so this is what I'm gonna put on your account. Left the vehicle unattended. All right, thank you so much for using Enterprise. Bye."
Fuck you.
And I'm like, "What?" Yeah, I was like, "What?" So I called him back and I'm like, "You know what just happened?" So this is what I had to request the manager. I'm like, "What is happening in here? What is going on?" So and then I showed up to their office and I was like, "You know what happened? You want me to mess you up? I'm sorry. Like, please give me the car that I really want instead, as a compensation."
Yeah.
And I got that black Dodge, and I was the happiest person on planet Earth.
But you never worked retail, right? I don't think you ever mentioned that.
Not retail, but I've had to deal with customers. You know, I worked. Donald Trump used to own a hotel in Atlantic City. I
Yeah.
worked the front desk there.
Oh, you
It's
did.
called Trump Castle, so I had to deal with people always.
You worked the front. How old were you? Like young, probably,
I
right?
guess I was 18.
It's not even college. It's just like in high school still.
Yeah.
He's like, back when I had hair.
He still has hair. He just doesn't keep him on. He has more
choice.
hair than I do.
It's a choice.
Like he has a
It's
full.
a fashion statement.
He's got a full head of hair. I don't. He shaves it, bro. I think
It's
you
for
should.
jiu-jitsu purposes.
I think you should.
It's fashion, dude.
You should
It's
go.
about
What's
taking chances.
what's that?
Collar ties slip off easily. That's why I did it.
What's that actor's name in a Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels? In that movie. The
No idea.
British dude.
If it's Brad Pitt.
Statham, Jason Statham. You should go Jason Statham, bro.
What do you mean, man? I do go Jason Statham. I don't have hair. But he doesn't have hair.
No,
He's
he
got
does.
these. He's got.
Yeah, he does that, but then he's pull up Lock, Stock, Two Smoking Barrels, Jason Statham.
Sorry, you're gonna have to repeat that.
Lock, Stock, Two Smoking,
Lock, stock.
and Two Smoking Barrels. Yeah, so go images Jason Statham on this one. He's got a right there. Pull up. Yeah, see?
What are you talking about?
Well, I mean, he kind of does.
Don't do that.
No, don't do that.
Jeez,
No,
don't do that.
no.
No, not the
Don't we have
little
a pointy head?
not
He's
lot
deep there, bro.
not lot
He's
the
got Eddie Munster.
not the little ears. I mean, like short. You know, like a buzz cut.
Nah.
This was a terrible example. I get it.
Oh no, dude.
No.
No.
This looks like a
No.
bandit, like Gopnik.
Yeah.
Like
No.
Gopnik.
But this is America. Nobody knows about that, you know. You could wear a
We know.
tracksuit here. Yeah, you can wear a tracksuit here. Nobody's gonna recognize.
No, this way he looks like a Viking. That's good.
Can
No.
you Google Russian starter package?
She got my back.
Russian hoodlum starter package.
Russian hoodlum starter package.
Yeah.
That sounds like something you made up.
No, there's a legit starter package for that. I don't know if it's gonna pull it up. I'm guessing this should pull it up, but
You're struggling a little there, Mingy. 1 second.
yeah.
Yes,
yeah, they're
exactly.
Right there. Pull it up.
Tracksuit. Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
that right there, bro. This is a
Mhm.
Russian hoodlum starter package. The Adidas tracksuit,
Vodka is a
the
must.
hat, the
Okay.
vodka, a knife.
Marlboro.
Those like Adidas specifically Adidas tracksuit with like leather black shoes.
Yeah, that hair too. Yes,
Yeah, the
yes.
hair.
It says the
We
Slav
saw, did you guys see
starter pack.
Nosferatu?
Huh?
Nosferatu,
Did you say that?
No,
You gotta watch it. It's cool.
the
We
horror
liked it.
movie.
No.
I think I've seen that one. Can you pull it
He's got
up?
like super Ukrainian look. It's kind of. I
Yeah.
don't want to ruin it, but
Yeah,
they made him like
very Ukrainian.
Slavic or something.
It's like
Well, not that
Taras.
guy.
No, like put
No.
2024 or something. Yeah,
Kind of looks like Jay after jiu-jitsu.
yeah. Where's that creature? No,
No,
not
that's
that
the
one.
old one.
No,
That's the old one.
Where's
It might
it
not even
at?
show it. It might like ruin it.
they might not even show it. Yeah, no, not
no.
it.
No, that's old. They just came out with a new one.
Yeah, no, I don't think they're showing it.
No, that's not what he looks like. No,
Is
Yeah,
it is
so
it a
go
new
ahead,
movie?
watch
Just
yeah,
came
it
out.
just came out.
It's pretty artsy.
But it's from a 1920s, like it's a remake from.
Yes.
It was a silent film, and it's actually good.
Yeah.
Like it's like kind of spooky for a silent film.
It's silent too. Or
The
no?
new one?
This new one.
No, no, not this one.
Okay.
This one's real like.
But is it like one of those, like kind of like underworld type of movies, or this is like actually like a scary movie?
Oh, is that him right there?
no.
Up at the top.
No, they won't even show him. I
The
think it'll,
top, no,
I think they're
not
trying to
it.
like hide
No.
how he looks so people go see the movie.
Makes sense.
True. Yeah, so that like looks like Taras Bulba or something like that, you know, from Ukrainian folk.
Yeah.
So yeah, go ahead, watch it. It's pretty artsy.
But they
Not
have
a
to
big
kind
fan
of do
of
it right
horror
because it's all
movies.
Transylvania shit.
I don't know. I've never been really into horror movies, and as a kid, I can admit because I was scared shitless, right? And then as an adult, when I tried watching a few of them, I just was never really a big fan. Never really could get into them.
I like horror comedies.
Nah, that was. I mean, they're fun to watch, but like, at the end of the day, they're always like poorly made and just
Horror
kind of
comedy?
No,
supposed
it's
to be.
really
No, no,
hard
no,
to make
no.
a good horror movie.
No, I'm saying the
Adam and
horror
I grew up-
comedies.
Horror
Our,
comedies
Adam
are
and I
good.
Yeah,
grew up
like
watching
sca- like-
scary movie.
like
Don't be
scare-
talking shit
sca-
about that.
Oh, no, I'm not talking shit about it. I'm just
Yeah,
the,
those are
the
good
movies are good for what they are, right? They're hilarious. You go and watch them, you're gonna laugh. Like horror movie, the one that Marlon Wayans did, Haunted House, like all those movies, you know. But at the end of the day, they're poorly made. You know, the acting is supposed to be bad, and like now an actual horror movie, like for example, there's some like I don't know if it's considered a horror movie, A Quiet Place.
Like,
Yeah, I would
What's the
say so.
scariest
Yeah,
movie you
it is
ever saw?
rated R. I mean, it is
Scariest
sort
movie
of
I've
yeah,
ever
it is a
saw.
horror movie.
Scariest movie I ever saw.
I
I'll
don't
tell you
know, man.
mine. That ruined my childhood.
What was it?
Candyman.
Candyman.
Dude, I've watched that way too young.
What?
I didn't want to go to the bathroom for like a year.
That movie?
Yeah.
What was the
Sounds
plot?
traumatized.
Ew, that is pretty traumatizing
that's
for a
fucking-
kid, I
that's
If you
think.
crazy.
say his name in the mirror 3 times.
Oh shit!
Oh, I'm gonna say
I
that tonight. I'm gonna do it.
remember
I'm
this.
gonna do like a row of
Don't-
candles, and I'm gonna say Candyman,
Don't do
Candyman,
it.
Candyman.
No, don't do
Yo, that is scary.
Oh.
it. It's
Was
like,
it-
yeah, I think I was like 10. And I was like, I'm not.
Whose
going.
idea was this? That it's a good idea to watch it.
My mom, probably.
You remember that?
But Adam, you're Ukrainian though, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, how far?
My
Like,
grandparents?
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
they're all like straight from Ukraine.
Well, great-grandparents. So they left because it was called the pogroms. Because they were killing Jews.
Mm.
And everybody, like, I mean, most of the people in their town were, like, left, like, got killed.
Yeah.
So they were like, we should get out of here. And I'm sure people were like, no, don't leave. It's going to be fun. And all those people probably got shot and killed. But yeah, it was called the pogroms. And a lot of Jews, like, left for America.
And that was the great grandparent.
Great-grandparents.
And then, is there a mix after that, or is it they're
like-
kind of stuck around with Slavics, or no?
All Ukrainian.
All Ukrainian, even all the way to mom and dad.
Yeah.
Oh shit. Okay, so they kind of kept it. That's why New Jersey, I guess. That makes sense.
Yeah, they got there and they were like, this is good.
Have you been like? What's your favorite Ukrainian food, like that you really like?
Borscht.
Borscht. Ukrainian.
I
actually,
love Ukraine. I love
actually,
Ukrainian
Ukrainian
borscht
borscht
with
is
pampushki.
considered one of the best.
Really?
Yeah, like that's the best.
It is.
Borscht,
It is good. Yeah. I mean, there's so many debates on like who invented borscht. Like
Hey, nobody
Ukrainians
fucking
or-
knows this. It's the same thing with the shish kebab. Try to
Exactly.
fucking talk to Turks. Oh no, it's ours. Arabs know it's ours. Armenians know it's ours.
Right?
Greeks
yeah.
know it's ours.
Uh-huh.
Nobody fucking knows.
But I didn't grow up like
You
that.
know
Like,
what?
they weren't making those kind of dishes. It was just all
You know
American
what was
food.
my scary movie growing up? Jeepers Creepers.
That was a good one.
That's the one that got me when I was a kid.
I don't think I've ever watched a scary movie from start to end.
Really?
I never liked them.
Too scared?
Not that I'm scared. It's just they never fucking. Caught
If
my
I ever
attention.
did watch it from start to end, I didn't pay much attention because I just never really liked them.
Yeah.
It needed a thunder buddy.
I just never like, for example, like thrillers or scary movies, like those don't like. I hate sitting through the movie just to find out the fuck's going on at the end. I like legit action movies when there's fucking action.
There-
24/7. That's what I like to watch.
There are some other movies
Yeah.
I can't remember off the top of my head right now, but I know there's some other movies kind of like A Quiet Place that aren't
Eddie
really
said he likes
necessarily
your
like real
haircut.
Quiet
scary.
Place is so
Thank you,
good.
Eddie.
I
Yeah.
love Quiet Place.
Yeah, they're not. I would say they're not necessarily like they're kind of like A Quiet Place that are not necessarily like real horror type movies, but kind of. That I can't really remember off the top of my head, but there's a couple other ones that I've watched and kind of enjoyed.
What's that movie that you're supposed to be quiet? If you're not quiet, like these aliens come
That's
and fuck
exactly
you
This
up.
is
that
it.
what
This is
that
Quiet
is?
Place.
Quiet
The
Place.
Bird Box. Have you watched The Bird Box?
No, I
I
haven't.
don't like any of those movies.
That Quiet
there's
Place
no
movie I
sound.
watched, is that considered a scary movie?
Kind of.
But there's a lot of shooting
It
and
is-
fucking
it
running
is.
around. Like
Yeah,
that,
still
that
though,
kept you
it's kind of
engaged,
horror
yeah?
because they have a lot of jump scares and like the
Yeah.
way it's very suspenseful and stuff.
You know what
I would say
bothers
it's
me
kind of a horror
about
movie.
it? The quiet thing. They like go to a waterfall and they're like, you can talk here. It's like, why don't you just live there?
That
They,
makes
like,
fucking sense.
Stay away from there. It's
Yeah.
Right
like,
by the river
do
where there's
whatever you
fish.
want.
Yeah.
yeah.
No, people in horror movies do like the dumbest things.
That's
It's like danger. Oh, let me open the door.
That's
No.
what I think one of the main things that pisses me off. It's like there's no
Yeah.
like anytime you're watching a horror movie, it's like, all right, all the people in here are half retarded. Just know that.
Yeah.
Like simple. Because they
Yeah.
don't make the right decisions. No common sense. I
Yeah,
mean,
no common
Like,
sense.
A lot of WPS.
Does anyone like Walking Dead?
Yeah.
I
do.
liked it until I didn't.
I'm actually
Yeah, it
watching.
got- it got
I'm actually
kinda
watching the new series that they just did with. They brought Rick Grimes back and Michonne. They're kind of. It's like a series with just them two. Watching it right now. It's okay. I mean, for me, it's always just when I have nothing else to watch, I go back to The Walking Dead, and it kind of just I just put it on in the background. Don't really pay too much attention to
Yeah,
it.
They-
'cause
they
to
lost
they're
me.
Too slow.
They lost me when they introduced the king and the tiger. And I was like, I just saw that and I'm like, okay, I'm
Oh,
out.
that new.
Yeah, they went
community
way
or
off
whatever.
the path.
Like
off the
just the,
rails.
the tiger? What is
I watched-
happening?
I actually watched the other series because they're doing a bunch of spin-offs right now. Basically, everything is a spin-off of Walking Dead. Like every character is getting their own show at this point. And they did one with for Daryl, and he's like in Europe, and all those like zombies are different. They have different abilities and stuff like this kind of thing. It's interesting, different. I think he's one of the better characters of the show.
You know which is a good zombie movie I like is Zombieland.
Zombieland is fun.
They did the second
really
one. Did you
fun.
watch the second one?
They're
They did
both
the second
good.
one.
I like both of them.
The original one is like a cult classic. At the end of the day, I mean, it's great movie. You've got some legends that play in that movie. Like you've got Bill Murray that comes in, Woody Harrelson. You know, so it's a good movie.
The Last of Us.
The Last of Us.
Last of Us, great movie.
Love it.
Very great series.
And I love how they
video game is
through
good.
fungus, like how all those zombies are connected to each other.
Mhm.
I like how in different universes, like zombies act different.
Different universes. What do you
Yeah,
mean?
like zombie universe. Like,
Zombies
there's a
aren't always the same across different shows
Yeah.
and movies and stuff.
Yeah,
They
for
always
instance,
have
in The
their
Walking
own-
Dead, they're
transition,
kind of like
yeah.
you know they rot. So and like
Versus
other ones, like they can climb actually.
World War Z, they were stupid fast. They
Yeah,
run
they
like
were
Usain
fucking
Bolt,
crazy
you know, and climb a fucking mountain like a monkey.
Yeah, there's like a million of them.
Yeah,
But my number one movies, the ones that I really liked, were like anything that's kind of like Underworld. You ever watched any of those Underworld
enjoyed
series? Like those are my favorite.
have you? I just showed actually Emily what I would say is one of my top 3 favorite movies. Was called Whiplash. I don't know if you guys ever seen that. Great, really great movie. It's not like an action movie. It's anything. It's a drama about a kid that basically he plays for like a contemporary jazz band.
Yeah.
And it's with J.K. Simmons and Miles Teller. Fucking great movie. Great movie.
No way,
Yeah.
I'm sitting through that one.
It's jazz.
I cannot watch comedies.
Comedies? I love
I
comedies.
can
Those
never-
are some of my favorite.
I'm just like watching. And I'm like,
Yeah, it's
what?
not my
I do
favorite.
this in real life on daily basis. Like
No,
all
my
this
life
goofy
is a
stuff.
joke.
I'm like, like why would I even watch
I love
other
comedies.
people doing this kind of stuff? If
I'm a firm believer in one of the best forms of medicine is laughter. That's
I laugh
I
at
love
Twilight.
that.
I like if I'm sad, I watch Twilight and it's so funny. It's so goofy.
No.
Yeah, corny shit like
Yeah,
that.
corny. Yeah, I like this kind of stuff. It's like,
When the
Oh,
Twilight
Jacob.
movie came out, they said it's a movie about vampires, and I'm big into vampire movies. I really like those. And
You
I
just
went
didn't
to
know it was
watch
that
it.
kind.
I went to watch it, and when he gets up there fucking on a mountain, and then this light hits him, and he shimmers like a diamond, I was like, "That's it, you lost me, guys. I'm done."
Can I
I
tell
never
you
watched anything again. I walked out of the movie.
a quick funny Twilight story?
Yeah.
We were training this. I was like 16, but I was already doing martial arts, and we're training this fighter, like a professional fighter. His name's John Brown. He's a really good boxer.
Can you pull him up, please?
John the Beast Brown, or Eastern Beast. John Brown, boxer. Yeah, that's John. We were training, and like we went to go see a movie because like it's like the week of the fight, and we're like relaxing, and we're deciding what movie to see, and he's like, "Oh, that's that vampire one. It's scary, right?" We were like, and it's us, yeah, and like all these like, and like all these like teenage girls in there watching Twilight. He was like, "Yeah, this ain't scary." we're like, "No, it's like a love movie, dude."
Like, I've never seen Notebook. It just gives you an idea. Like, I don't
Yeah, I've
like
never
the-
watched that
oh,
movie.
Notebook always makes me
Notebook.
cry.
Never seen that. Any
It's
of
a
the
terrible
butterfly
movie.
effect,
I don't-
none of those.
I don't like romantic comedies. I'm not a big fan of romantic movies or horror movies. Everything else though, I can fuck with.
No.
Some
Action
rom-coms are
only.
good.
Action only, bro. I can't
Yeah.
deal with anything else. Detective movies, the fucking thrillers, any of that shit. You name the genre, I don't like it. Like
Yeah.
sometimes
I-
even
I grew
fantasy
up.
movies, if they're slow, I can't do it, man.
Movies
Like, you
are
better
one
be
of my
shooting
best
shit.
friends growing up. Like I just spent probably countless summers in this room right here, in my bed watching hundreds of movies on my
Yeah, what were people
laptop
doing before
over time.
movies?
Yeah.
You know what's
Books.
one scary movie
Yeah,
that I
books.
really liked
Ew.
was the Dusk
Ew,
Till
yeah.
Dawn, the very first one.
Say again?
Dusk Till Dawn,
Yeah, that's a
Quentin
good one.
Tarantino's. That's a good movie,
Yeah.
especially Selma Hayek in that movie.
Quentin
Oh, you
Tarantino
never
has
seen it?
produced
It's so
some of the
good.
greatest movies. Like Django is such a great movie.
Dusk Till Dawn.
Oh, Dusk.
Dusk Till Dawn.
DUCK.
I don't think I've seen this one.
Yeah, bro, this movie is badass. It's Quentin Tarantino makes badass movies. That Quentin Tarantino is the guy with the glasses, and he usually like you'll find him acting as well. Like he'll act.
Yeah,
and
he
direct
acts in
a
his
movie.
movies.
And that Dawn Till that's a badass movie.
Is this the one where? Is that Antonio Banderas?
No,
No, that's the guy that
No,
plays
that's,
in the Ocean's
uh,
movies.
Yes.
Clooney, right?
Yes,
George Clooney. Yeah.
Mhm.
Clooney. Damn, how do you forget a name like Clooney? I feel bad for that. That's a fucking legend.
He just made like $1 billion selling a tequila company.
Oh, really?
He did, yeah. And he just got married too. After 50 some years of being the most eligible bachelor, he finally got married or like hitched up or whatever.
Yes.
Wow.
So
Yeah.
I'm the first now.
Smart, dude.
Why?
Played the field for 54 years? Hell yeah. With all that money?
Does he have kids at all?
I don't know. I don't think anybody would say no to that either. You know what I'm saying? Like, even if they're not married. You know?
George Clooney. I mean, he's done so many movies.
He's the man.
Yeah, you go. Twins Alexander and Ella. Yeah, but I don't think he's ever been married per se. I don't know. I might be wrong on this one. But I know he's been a bachelor for a very long time. And that's his... I think that's his...
Mm-hmm.
That's his new wife. Whatever.
Cute.
Gives hope to old guys like me, you know?
Yeah, you'll sell $1 billion
Huh?
tequila company.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You should just get
Did
into it.
wasn't Terramata was Rocks, right? Rock
Yeah.
was involved in Terramata.
Terramana Tequila was I think he's still involved with it. Like he's
Dog
still,
shit, bro.
he does like all these videos where he'll like do his not breakfast, but like these crazy like cheat meals and with like Terramana honey and all this stuff. Yeah, he's still.
You know what's the
sponsored by
funniest
him.
shit the other day I saw? Somebody was in Target and they're like, "What the fuck is Rock doing selling shampoo?" Because he's everywhere there. Like he's got that shampoo brand there.
He has
He's like
shampoo
like he's the spokesman
Isn't he
for that
bald?
shampoo brand. Yes, that's what I'm saying.
with no beard. Like if Adam was like, I'm gonna advertise beard shampoo, I'd get that.
It's reverse marketing. It actually is just like a hair remover.
It is.
No.
Oh, I thought you were being for real.
No, but a lot of like McGregor sold that proper 12 for like $300 some million.
Yeah, we gotta get in that business.
I think he was the first one that did it, right? Like I think he was first one like out of those big names that got into the alcohol game, and then everybody kind of followed suit. No,
I mean you had fucking Diddy on Ciroc for how long?
yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Diddy was on Ciroc. Diddy done did it.
Bronson and 50 Cent.
What is it?
Oh, let me ask you this. I know it's not close. San Diego and LA are pretty far, but do you have anybody that lives in LA like dealing with these fires and stuff like that?
No, not that I could think of. So LA is actually next to. It's called the Angeles Forest. It's a huge forest. Like San Diego's got really nothing like that. San Diego's just a desert.
Yeah.
But Los Angeles is actually next. I think if you look at 1920, the same exact thing happened. Like 1920 LA fire. And then it's like Mount Vesuvius. They just like put a huge city next to a dangerous place. Yeah.
But it's just insane. Like we just had 2 hurricanes
Yeah,
back to
everywhere.
back,
Yeah.
and I was like fires on the other side of the
government
country.
sent
Yeah,
them
you can't go
$770.
What is
though.
happening?
You can't go anywhere.
There's
Middle of the
always
country, you get
tragedy
tornadoes.
happening in the world.
Yes,
I mean,
middle of the country. you get
when
the
this stuff
tornadoes.
isn't happening here, you got cyclone, typhoon season
Yeah, you
in
can't go
Japan, and they've got earthquakes,
Like,
they've got
if you-
tsunamis, they've got.
He brought up a really good point. Where would you go in the United States not to deal with anything like that? Like any
Indiana,
kinda-
nothing is going on there.
No, because you
Ohio.
get those snowstorms in Indiana.
And
No,
it's
it's
dry,
not
and
really
you can
bad.
get. I think you can get tornadoes
There's like
there.
a little bit of snow. It's like this much snow. I don't know.
There's no tornadoes.
You're good.
No tornadoes
in
there?
Indiana?
No, I've never. No, I lived there for
But I
4
feel like
years
it's
and
real
I
dry.
never
Because I know
experienced
Oklahoma
anything.
City gets hit hard with tornadoes. All
Guys,
that is
let's
kind of
go.
like on that same.
I feel like
Indiana.
anywhere you go, you're gonna encounter something like that. Like some. There's always Mother Nature's always a bitch.
But we have the hurricanes, but California's got it on both ends. They got the fucking earthquakes and fire.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they don't get hurricanes though.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
why they
so
build all their stuff out of wood.
1879, there was another fire, like destroyed it, and they just rebuilt everything.
That's
Sheesh.
just
So
wild.
they had one
No, one
18
person. Never mind.
1879.
That was huge.
They had 9. There was one in 1919 as well.
Yeah, 1919. That's what I was talking about. Yeah, like burnt the whole city down. It's next to a giant forest.
And so because I was trying to tell him like the pine trees that are there, that sap just catches on fire. I don't care what
Mhm.
time of the year it is.
Yeah, it's like so easy. And
It's-
also, if you don't have water,
Yeah, there's no water.
to put it down.
Yeah.
I was telling people, I was like, I had a motorcycle when I first got there, and it's all I had, and I worked like.
What kind of motorcycle?
Dude, I had like an F-250 Honda, just 70 miles per gallon. Like, it was just like I was like, I just.
Because Miggy's big into motorcycles. That's what I'm asking. Yeah.
No, it was like a tiny bike.
Gotcha.
But I was like, oh, I'm saving on gas. That's fun.
If it makes you feel any better, my first bike was a 125.
Oh, really? It was a Honda Rebel. It was called.
Oh shit! You know what's funny?
Mm.
I learned to ride motorcycles on a Honda Rebel.
Dude, it was a sweet little bike. I liked and like. I remember just going back and forth for 6 months and being like, how have I never got caught in a rainstorm? It would just never rain there. It was kind of crazy.
So you never?
Never, no, never, no.
Hey,
I don't recommend. I've been stuck in 3.
I remember the first time I rode that bike, I was because I had drove manual already, a manual car, so I kind of understood the concept of a manual transmission on a bike as well. But I remember I was riding it, and it's one of those, you know how sometimes you're on a bike and sometimes you can't turn, like you just kind of get stuck like in this balanced position where you kind of have to keep going straight or you're not going nowhere or you're gonna fall. And I remember I went into this person's lawn and like hit one of their lights and everything. It was a cool little bike to learn on, though.
I've never been on a bike. What were you saying?
You've never ridden a bike?
On a bike, you were going back and forth and never got in the rain. Is that?
Yeah. It just never rained. I was like, and then I thought about it like 6 months later. I was like, how has it not rained once? Yeah, because it's so different in New Jersey.
I really want a bike, but everybody's trying to talk me out of it.
Yeah, I don't get it.
So
you know why I sold mine? Because somebody almost killed me. And I slid like.
Especially here in Florida.
So the biggest thing I would say, if you were in a different state, maybe consider it. But Florida and specifically Tampa Bay.
Yeah, no.
What they literally called the Fountain of Youth. For the reason I'm saying this is because all the old people come here. You have so many elderly driving on the road. I just would not recommend.
So the way they
I know. I got into a car crash with an 80-year-old dude. Yeah. So my CRV went.
Oh, by the way, I haven't told you. I got hit by a car on a red light. Not long ago.
I heard about this, but I never. Yeah, you didn't tell me about it. What happened?
I was just on the red light. The guy with 150. I was parked. Waiting on a red light to turn. I'm behind the car. Good thing I had a bunch of space in front of me. And good thing he wasn't going fast. So he just hit my bumper, fucked it all up.
Damn.
That same thing happened on my 125 one time. Downtown. I was waiting at a red light and the car just pulled up and boom, just hit me in the back. Her tire went over the back of my tire, so just kind of just sat there.
It's interesting. They've done studies to prove how when people are driving, the human brain adapts itself to watch out for certain things when driving, right? Like, for example, a car could come in front of you at the same speed as a different object, say the same size as that car, and your brain won't pick up on it as fast, right? Your brain is in that moment when you're driving looking for cars. And sometimes you'll see something and it literally won't register. That's why, like, when one of the biggest things they tell people that ride motorcycles is, even when you think that person saw you, don't believe they saw you. Because there's literally times where you can make eye contact with a biker and, like, your brain doesn't process that there's a biker there still. It's something about it. And they've done a study, and your brain literally just doesn't pay attention. Not doesn't pay attention, I'd say, right? But what it's on the lookout for is cars. And so that's another big thing for bikers. They have to be extra careful.
Biker, you got to drive like everybody's out to kill you.
Yeah.
Yeah, anytime
you're playing a video game every time you jump on there. And you only got one life, dog. There ain't no extra mushrooms.
It's not worth it, yeah. Because I don't, especially on a highway, I'll pay attention to this. There'll be a biker coming. I'll see it in my rear mirror, and I see them weaving in and out. Immediately, as they're coming around, I'll pull back so they can get in front of me and continue going.
Yeah.
But I'm like the only person that does this shit. Yeah. I'll see all the other cars speed up so they don't let him in front of him.
Yeah. No, I'm the same way. So that's what they call threading when you ride a motorcycle. And I mean, there's a legit reason why you should be threading. It's because you don't want to stay in nobody's blind spot for a split second, when you're riding a bike.
I can see that. And they'll tell you to stay, like, don't go to the far side of the lane, like stay in the middle, because if they're coming at you, at least you have time to move to the far side, So, but yeah, man, like bikes, especially here, because the way they talked people into coming here when they were start building this area, they sold them this idea about fountain of youth.
Mm-hmm.
You come back here and you stay young, right? So a bunch of old people from up north came down here, and then it just continued to be the retirement community, because these people came here and they're like, well, shit, they fucked us over. There is no fountain of youth here, so let's just talk everyone else, and if I can't get it, they can get it either. So let's bring everybody old here. Oh yeah, this is amazing here.
Well, it wasn't even that. I mean, old people were seeing a difference in their lives when they're coming around down here. You have to think about it this way.
It was
water, the states were still pretty rural at that time, And a lot of people were living in cold mountain dry weather, right? And then they move over here, it's humid. They have all this moisture in the air. They're living by the water. I mean, it's proven that you not proven, but they say you live 10 years longer when you live by the water just because the air is so much cleaner, you know? And that's the effect that these people were seeing, and that's why the whole Fountain of Youth thing blew up. And then, of course, you know, what was called Pinellas Village back then, because that's all, the whole entire St. Petersburg was just called Pinellas Village. And that's how they made it blow up, you know, was getting people come over here based on that. And Florida's always been known as the retirement state, and we are the retirement city in the retirement state. Slowly, Boca Raton started to take that away, and then now even they're kind of like getting a little better.
I don't know what you're talking about. I haven't seen any old people here.
I'm part of the Bay Area Writers Facebook group, and every week there's at least somebody that goes down, dude. And it's so sad because a lot of people are dying.
There's too many old people on the road here, man. Like,
it's not worth it.
Every time I think about getting a bike, I'm just like, no, let me just, if anything, I'll get like a 4-wheeler or something. Because I read 4-wheelers as a kid growing up, and I get a 4-wheeler, and I just go out to like, what is it called? Croom or something like that, and ride it in the woods, have fun. But I can't.
The reason I haven't
experienced a bad experience on ATVs one time in Gandy. Somebody was riding them, and they might have gone a little bit over the limit, and they fucking twisted it, and their foot got stuck in one of their toes, and got cut off.
Sheesh.
So the reason I've never gotten a bike, because every single bicycle I've ever owned, two wheels, always make a crash on the first fucking day. I crash it on the first fucking day.
My accident wasn't even my fault. I was going, and this guy just went right in front of me, and I was like, oh shit, and dumped it and like slid like 10 feet.
Sheesh. Shit.
And then you got rid of the bike. That's why you got rid of it. I was like,
yeah, no more bike.
No more Honda Rebel.
wasn't Francesca? That's how Francesca got fucked up, right?
She had it for a month.
Her bike, she only had it for a month?
Yeah.
She had a motorcycle for a month and lost her leg. Horrible.
It's terrible.
Yeah. That's, bikes are not a thing. I always wanted one, you know. But
and especially after I rode one, I was like,
ooh,
I want one.
Skateboards are fun.
Oh, one of those.
You'll bust your ass. You'll be alright.
Yeah, bunch of friends of mine owned it when they were younger, in their 20s. They were cool guys, and then they all ended up fucking selling them.
Their skateboards?
You want a bike? Mm-hmm. You want that experience?
I would never sell my skateboard.
You want that experience? Get a jet ski.
A jet ski, I love jet ski.
Yeah, you don't take it out as much.
I think I
number one, so the
damage from
number two, when you do take it out, there's a lot of so there's two things that are working here, right? Like, one, you need to have the time to go on it. Number two is the fucking prep for it and clean up afterwards.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So, but because you got a lot of space, and you're usually riding with a bunch of people, you know what I mean? So, as long as you're not doing too much, jumping over the waves, you're fine.
Once I got really messed up on jet ski. My whole leg was black and blue and brown and all the colors. I was going way too fast. I was just having too much fun. And then I flew up on one of the waves. I flew up and then boom, hit the jet ski with my leg.
Oof. Yeah, friend of mine happened.
And then I hit my chest as well. I don't know, nothing happened here, but my whole leg was
yeah, I think you didn't snap anything. A friend of mine literally snapped his foot like that, jumping up.
Yeah, I almost died a few times. It's okay.
Yeah, don't get a jet ski.
I almost drowned in a pool when I was 6.
In a pool?
Yeah.
How the fuck do you drown in a pool?
So
being
it
6?
Wasn't even a deep
being
pool either,
6.
dude. It was like a jacuzzi, bro. I was just legit.
Jacuzzi, bro. What were you doing?
So,
wait, you couldn't find the bottom?
We were staying at a friend's house in Havana, Cuba. And he had this really nice house. I still remember from as a kid. I've always wanted a house with a beach view, and this guy had it. And it was nighttime. I was supposed to be asleep, but I was throwing a tantrum because I wanted to be in the pool with the adults. They were drinking, having a good time. Well, I cried so much that they actually let me in the pool with the adults. But the adults were having such a great time that little Mickey was just in the corner of the pool.
Drowning.
And I was trying to play around. Whoops! I fell off the step of the pool, and I was just like, rah, rah, rah.
No.
And I managed to just grab the edge of the pool, dude. But nobody was able to save me.
This sounds like a nightmare.
I remember that very vividly.
So this is why you don't get into the pools now anymore.
I learned how to swim after that.
Yeah.
So.
Oh no.
Speaking of pool stories, I don't remember which tooth, but one of my 2 front teeth, it's fake. I broke it on my pool in the back. Fell in. Not really fell in, but...
fell in.
Yeah. What happened was, I remember my sister and her friend were horseplaying in the backyard, whatever. And somehow I got involved, and I jumped in the pool. Not really jumped, but like jumped backwards into the pool, and not far enough, and like just smacked my face on the front of the edge of the pool, and split one of my teeth right in half diagonally like this. And hey, it's going strong. There's still a mark. If you go on the edge of the pool, there's like a white
indentation or whatever.
Not indentation, because it didn't like fucking pull a chunk out of the concrete, but you can see like a white scratch of where like my tooth hit on the edge of the concrete.
It's a souvenir for Simon.
Yeah, I swear by this.
I'm taking that brick with me when we leave this house.
So I swear by this. I don't know if this is true or not. We were drinking in my friend's house, and we were in the pool. We were drinking whatever, and I decided to dive into the pool. But I decided to dive on a shallow end, not on the fucking. First thing I do, I hit the water and pop my head right on the bottom of the pool. And I swear by this day, if I wasn't drunk, I would have probably fucking cracked my head or never came back out. But because I was drunk, my body was pretty loose, and I came out with just a scratch.
They say that's one of the reasons that drunk drivers survive accidents the best. It's because they're all loosened up and like fucked up and And
this is a true story. So back home,
we're set to wrap it up in a little bit, Jake.
Yes, the five-story buildings, you don't have elevators, right? Like back home, unless it's a 6 or above, you don't have elevators. And the way the stairs are set up, so you go up the stairs and you just kind of, wrap it around, right? But in the middle, you have this empty space. This motherfucker lived on a 5th floor, got drunk, fell down through that hole all the way to the 1st floor. On the 1st floor, they had those, in winter homes, they have these metal things that run hot water through them to keep warm up the house. He hit his head on that fucking thing. Not a fucking scratch on a guy. Got up and fucking walked.
That is impossible.
Like this was my friend's dad. That literally happened.
It's like one of those stories, videos that you see where it's like the dude will get hit by a whole semi truck and then get up and walk away, and you're like, what the fuck is happening here? Or actually, I did see one.
Well, there was this girl
that happened. There was a motorcycle accident. This guy got sideswiped on a bridge, and as he stood up from his motorcycle and started walking, you can see in the GoPro footage, like he walks like 10 steps and then just crashes. Like the adrenaline goes away and he just faints right then and there.
There was this girl, bro, like not long ago. They just put her to prison. I guess she was arguing with a boyfriend or whatever, and they were like all smoking and whatever. She takes this turn, like they got her on camera, nice, and then fucking speeds up 100 miles an hour, and it fucking crashes the car. And they kills both of the passengers, the boyfriend and the friend, dead. She survives without a scratch on her. And the cops are pretty much like, this is a miracle that she survived. She shouldn't have. It was just... And then she's right now in jail, and just blew up a little bit because everybody's like, no, don't put her to jail. She basically got life for, like, doing that.
Well.
Yeah, and she was like, she wanted to kill herself and the kid.
It just feels...
Ended up killing just a kid and a friend.
I don't even want to know what it feels like.
As a parent? Yeah.
Yeah. It's just terrible.
Yeah. And a lot of people, 2 lives are lost, let's not lose another one. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? You know what I mean? Like, not only her, the parents should go to fucking jail. Why is your daughter acting like this? You know what I mean? I don't know, man. It's weird, man. Like, some of the shit that's been happening.
Mm-hmm.
It's weird. But Adam, what about Florida?
What do you mean?
Comparison to California.
That was a very broad question.
In comparison to California, what do you find that's like better, worse?
Dude, there's a lot of old people here. What is going on with all the old people?
Yeah.
I guess, like, they need a place to go to. It would be like me going to Spain and being like, oh, there's a lot of Spanish people here.
Yeah.
This is just, like, where they go.
It's
but
exactly...
San Diego's much a younger crowd, but, I don't know. I like Florida.
Yeah, when I was moving here, I didn't even know it was, like, all old people. Like, people were people like to retire here. That's what I heard. But I didn't know that this many people like to retire here.
But it's just I think you're supposed to be here when you're 70. I think we just can't.
It's just how it works.
Yeah.
I think now that you're thinking about moving closer to St. Pete, I think that's gonna change. I think it's just where you are.
St. Pete is younger, I would say.
Much younger.
Yeah.
Much younger.
There's a lot more fun stuff going on.
Yeah,
like Clearwater, I don't know what to do in Clearwater, or Palm Harbor, what to do there.
I was like,
what's going on?
Before waiting for the gym to open, I was like,
Dunedin, there's still some stuff. Yeah.
No, it was crazy. I went to I was like, oh, there's a nightclub here, and I went there, and it was one of the craziest things I've ever seen.
Why?
A bunch of 70-year-olds dancing, like a nightclub.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, it's a nightclub, but for old people. Yeah.
I hadn't even seen that. I didn't even know that was around.
I didn't even know that things exist.
I mean, I
How
know,
the
like,
fuck do you pick
for
that?
For sure.
I was
Like-
like, oh, at least there's a club here.
A big thing when you go to like Clearwater Beach and you go to those bars that are there, they're just full of a bunch of old white people a lot of times.
It was wild.
Downtown St. Pete though, you can get a little bit of a younger crowd.
Yeah, because USF is right there, right? So a lot of kids stay there.
Yeah.
I think St. Pete has after COVID. I think St. Pete has changed, because a lot of people just kind of moved down here. They're like, oh shit, you tell me.
People?
Yeah, less old people, because they're like, oh, you tell me I can be by the water, work from home, and by the water, and a lot of people move down.
And it's
here specifically.
expensive here.
Yeah,
You know, in
it gets
comparison to
expensive
some
very
places.
quickly.
You know, not like California expensive, but or like New York expensive, but
Well, those-
it's pretty expensive.
Yeah,
here.
St. Pete is so expensive. Rent is so
Yeah.
expensive. It's like through the roof. I don't know. In comparison with Indiana.
Yeah.
Woo!
Mm-hmm.
But then
Yeah.
you
What?
go to California and you're like,
no,
oh
no,
shit,
I
St.
don't
Pete's
want
cheap.
to know.
No, it's crazy.
Yeah.
Cali, Denver, very expensive. New
I mean,
York.
places like New York, people don't even grow up thinking they'll ever buy a house. Like that's not a thing. You know, like it just doesn't happen. Most people rent for their entire lives in apartments or whatever it is.
Well, honestly, if you think about it, bro, like the way our hurricanes are happening in insurance and taxes, the insurance and taxes damn near is the same thing as your mortgage. You see what I'm saying? Like paying just for your insurance and taxes, you're gonna end up paying almost the same amount of money.
that
as
always
mortgage.
depends on where you live and stuff like that.
No, I'm talking about here in Florida, in St. Pete. Because the insurance, like my insurance, just insurance by itself is at $3,500. That's per year. And then I was lucky that I bought the house in 2005, and my taxes are lower, right? Like if I buy a house right now, my taxes are going to be close to $4,000, $5,000. So that right there, 5,000 plus 3.5, that's already damn near $10,000.
Yeah, but there's no way you're paying less than $10,000 a year on mortgage, dog. People are paying
No,
$3,000 a month right now on mortgage. Come on.
Yeah, but that's wraps the fees in, like that wraps the taxes and insurance in. That's why they're paying that much. But like the mortgage portion of it, so you can tell them no, separate that out. I'll pay all this on my own. But when you're talking about $4,000 in taxes and $3,500 in insurance, that okay, so we're coming down to $8,000. So you're paying about $600, $700 just in taxes and insurance, and that's every year, no matter what. That never goes down. So
That's just
Yeah.
terrible. How are we supposed to like to be homeowners in this day and
in
age?
here,
Yeah.
I think if you're young right now, if you're young and if you're mobile, I would not suggest buying a home right now. I think you should just rent. I think you should just rent. All that idea of like you throwing money in a trash by renting is at this point is bullshit. You know what I mean? Because like the interest rates are so high, might as well like because it costs you right now. It costs you to buy a house. It's gonna cost you more to buy a house than to rent. So I would say
100%.
the difference you would just invest.
I think I'm just gonna start like investing into some property in Kazakhstan,
Yeah.
like land, houses, apartments.
Mm-hmm.
It's not gonna go down in price for sure.
Yeah,
That's-
that's
that-
what my friend did, but he did it in Serbia. But they live like next to this nice lake. You know, they kind of made it a whole thing out of it, right?
That's my boss's philosophy. What he was telling me about, like he'd rather rent than own right now, just because he can save that money and use it towards other things to invest more and more and more and
Correct.
make himself more wealthy.
As a young person right now, I don't see why, especially if it's just a couple, no kids yet. I don't see why you should, like, 1-bedroom apartment, just rent that and call it a day.
Yeah.
Yeah, like honestly, like Airbnb in like Kazakhstan and Astana is like so actually expensive.
Yeah.
Like expensive Airbnbs. So why not buy like a small apartment, renovate it,
Yeah.
post it on Airbnb, like hire somebody like a manager for that property, and like keep on generating like small but still revenue
Yeah.
from that property, and then it's just gonna pay for itself.
Yeah, because a friend of mine, he's Greek, and they have several apartments in Corfu, and Corfu is like
Corfu
Florida,
is nice.
basically of Greece, right? And that he's just Airbnb in them, and like I'm talking about, these apartments are so small. When you go to the bathroom, and if you sit on a bathroom, you gotta watch out because if you get up a little too high, your head might hit the sink. Like it's tiny, and people paying $300-400 a night to be there.
Mm-hmm. It is a busy tourist destination.
Yeah.
Yeah, Corfu.
They
Mm-hmm.
they make that's it's a thing for sure. If you can find something like that where people would be renting, because it's like value proposition, I say why not? You just keep renting this here, because right now until the interest rates come down, when the interest rates come down, houses here are gonna go up in price anyway. You know what I mean? So
it's already expensive as hell.
Yeah.
All right, I think we should wrap it up for today. It's getting a little late. Oh, there's Adam again. Yeah. So,
Adam, when are you gonna get the 5th stripe?
Me? I'll probably just put it on myself tonight.
What kind of question is that, Jay?
We could do it now.
No.
He did his most recent one like pretty recently, right? Dean came down.
Yeah, it's like 5 years.
Yeah.
Oh, it's 5 years from now.
Mm-hmm.
Are you gonna go back to the same school for it?
Dean might come out.
Oh, Dean is gonna be the one that's gonna. Oh, because you just did only to the black belt, right? After that, Dean gave you all the stripes. Is that how it worked?
Okay,
yeah, that'll be cool.
Well, all right, we're gonna wrap it up for today, guys. Thank you guys for coming on. We appreciate you guys coming and hanging out with us for a little while and talking shit with us. So thank you for coming, and thank you everyone in the chat for joining us as well. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, share it with your friends and family. And shout out to UFC Gym Largo, Pinellas Park, coming soon, and Vitality Wellness Centers here in St. Petersburg. Go check those things out, guys. And check out their pages, guys. Go to UFC Gym Largo.
Adam Mason, because he's amazing. And Captain America, guys. Please follow them. It does help. And they put a bunch of funny shit. Recently, they've been collabing and putting a bunch of funny shit on their Insta.
Yes, and also stop liking celebrities and people who do not care about your likes, and stop commenting there. Comment on young entrepreneurs pages and people who are in your local community. Support local businesses, please. Thank you. Stop liking Justin Bieber and Kylie Jenner. Thank you.
Thank you, guys. Y'all have a good night. We'll see you next week.